In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 MLB games happening on August 18, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets. As we provide these videos on a daily basis, I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Los Angeles Dodgers versus Milwaukee Brewers. On Thursday afternoon, the Los Angeles Dodgers and Milwaukee Brewers meet in the final game of a 4-game set at American Family Field. The Dodgers will start left-hander Andrew Heaney, while the Brewers counter with ace right-hander Corbin Burnes. The Dodgers are 4-0 in their last 4 in Game 4 of a series and 41-11 in their last 52 overall. Los Angeles is 44-14 in the last 58 Thursday games. Meanwhile, the Brewers are 2-5 in their last 7 versus a lefty starter and 9-4 in their last 13 at home. The over is 6-1 in Milwaukee's last 7 Thursday games. Entering the 3rd week of August, the Dodgers are atop the National League West and look ready for another deep run. They have an elite mix of pitching and power bats and will be a tough out for anyone in a playoff series. They have been one of the best teams in the majors, but will face one of the premier pitchers in the National League Thursday. He allowed a run over 7 innings in Saturday's no decision against the Cardinals, also striking out 6. The Brewers are in a battle with the Cardinals for the National League Central crown and need the best effort from their ace for the remainder of this year. Look for him to dominate an excellent Dodgers lineup and the Brewers to come away with a victory. They have won 9 of their last 13 home games. Burnes has been doing pretty well lately, and for most of the season, he gave up 4 earned in 5.1 innings during a loss to Pittsburgh back on August 2nd. But since then, Burnes has 13 innings with 2 earned on 6 hits and 2 walks over his last 2 starts. As for Heaney, he's been solid lately himself with 3 earned over his last 11.2 innings total. Should be a fun matchup, and I believe that Milwaukee has a great shot at a W if all goes well. So the Milwaukee Brewers money line is our full game side pick. The Dodgers are scoring the most runs per game, and they are hitting the 5th most bombs, as they can add runs to the scoreboard in the blink of an eye. Burnes has also had issues inside American Family Field this season, as he won't be able to silence the Dodgers' bats for the majority of this game. They will get to him early, and the Brewers will be forced to turn to their bullpen. I also expect the Brewers to add many runs to this total, as Heaney struggled in his last start against the Royals. He didn't pitch deep into that game, and the Royals squeaked a few runs past him early. Milwaukee will be able to do the same, and they will do their part here. Los Angeles ranks 1st in OPS and 1st in runs scored. For the season, Milwaukee ranks 11th in OPS and 13th in runs scored. I understand that both starting pitchers have a low earned run average, but I still see both offenses having success at the plate in this game. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Houston Astros versus Chicago White Sox. The Houston Astros close out a 4-game series against the Chicago White Sox. Houston currently has the best record in the American League, with the Yankees struggling and are looking to keep the gap on the 1st seed. Chicago, meanwhile, is a game back of the wild card entering Wednesday's game, but there are multiple teams ahead of them. Although the Chicago White Sox are 4-1 in their last 5 games versus a right-handed starter, the Chicago White Sox are 7-19 in their last 26 Thursday games. The Astros are 90-43 in their last 133 versus American League Central. The Houston Astros are also 6-2 in their last 8 during Game 4 of a series and are 38-13 in their last 51 Thursday games. After getting a sweep over the weekend, the Astros did not start this series off the way they had expected. They even had American League Cy Young favorite Justin Verlander on the mound and still lost that game. However, that does not mean Houston has a problem. The Astros still boast the best record in the American League and have recently overtaken the Yankees as the 2nd betting favorite to win the World Series. Meanwhile, the Sox are still struggling to fend off the other teams in a weak American League Central. There's no denying their injuries have been a legitimate reason for their roller coaster season, but they are still there. Tim Anderson remains out of the lineup. Despite their success in this series, it hasn't been in dominant fashion. Therefore, that should still make a difference and is certainly a benefit for Luis Garcia. The Astro starter is going for his 10th win of the season and should be confident in doing so. He will likely have a full complement of weapons in the lineup supporting him, something they did not have have to open this series. Both Jose Altuve and Jeremy Pena were not in the lineup, and they are two of their best hitters and their two middle infielders. That's not what Sox starter Lucas Giolito wants to see, as he was crushed by the Astros earlier this season. Houston put up 8 runs on him without even needing Altuve and Pena. That demonstrates the depth of the Astros lineup with guys like Yordan Alvarez and Kyle Tucker. All of those pieces should allow Houston to build off of the momentum and close out this series on top. The White Sox scored 4 runs in each of the first 2 games of this series, even though they faced tough pitching matchups. Chicago is also averaging 4.2 runs per game in its last 10 home contests. Houston is averaging 3.9 runs over their last 10 home games, but will be seeing the White Sox bullpen for the 4th straight day and have had past success against Giolito. The over is also 13-7 in Giolito's starts this season, with the over cashing in each of his last 6 starts against a team with a winning record. Lucas Giolito already had issues with Houston in his start earlier this season, and while Garcia is a solid arm for the Astros, he always seems to get himself in more trouble than he should and rarely escapes unscathed. I think this is a spot where we get a lot of offense and the game ends up going past the number. I expect to see at least 9 runs scored in this one. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Chicago Cubs versus Baltimore Orioles. The Chicago Cubs will make a quick stop in Baltimore on Thursday afternoon to take on the Orioles to make up an earlier rain out this season. The Cubs are in 3rd place in the National League Central, but far out of the playoff picture and much closer to last place than they are 1st place. As for the Orioles, despite departing with a couple key pieces at the trade deadline, the team remains in the hunt for one of the 3 wildcard spots in the American League. On the mound on Thursday afternoon will be right-hander Adrian Sampson of the Cubs taking on fellow righty Spencer Watkins of the Orioles. The Cubs are 1-5 in their last 6 Thursday games and 3-7 in their last 10 road games. The Orioles are 20-7 in their last 27 home games and 26-12 in their last 38 overall. The over is 3-1 in Cubs' last 5 overall. The over is 3-0 in Orioles' last 4 home games. The Cubs are 5-2 in the last 7 meetings in Baltimore. Baltimore is battling for a spot in the American League wild card chase and currently is 4th, a half game behind both Tampa Bay and Toronto for the 2nd and final spot. The Orioles have won 10 on the last 14 overall and 8 of the last 12 played at home. Baltimore starting pitcher Spencer Watkins defeated the Chicago Cubs 7-1 on July 13th, allowing just 4 hits and 1 run in 5 innings. Chicago starting pitcher Adrian Sampson was defeated by Baltimore 4-2 on July 12th after allowing 6 hits and 3 runs. Chicago has lost 5 of the last 6 when playing on the road against a right-handed starting pitcher, and the Cubs have lost 7 of the last 10 on the road overall. Adrian Sampson has been solid this season with his 3.88 earned run average and 42 strikeouts in 53.1 innings. The Cubs' offense has also caught fire over the last 2 weeks. Spencer Watkins has been a mixed bag, and he's been mostly shaky this month, allowing 15 hits and 8 runs in 14.1 innings. The Cubs are a live dog here on the road. However, the Orioles have more to play for. They've been more consistent, and they simply can't lose these games at home if they're going to remain in the playoff conversation. So the Baltimore Orioles money line is our full game side pick. The total has finished over in 9 of the last 14 games that Baltimore has played, in 3 of the last 4 that Chicago has played on the road, and in 3 of the last 4 overall for the Cubs. Chicago's team earned run average is 23rd in baseball. In the 3 head-to-head matchups thus far, the 2 teams are 1-1 to the over. The Orioles, however, have averaged nearly 7 runs per game in the 3 matchups. The Orioles are also 3-0 to the over in Watkins' last 4 starts. Overall, the Orioles are 6-3 to the over in their last 10 games. The Cubs come in at 5-4 in their last 10 games to the over. Look for the Orioles offense to keep its recent hot streak intact and push this game past the total. This should be an interesting matchup. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.